Not yet.
We're recording.
Right?
Yeah, we're ready. Are we on?
Benihana.
We're on.
Welcome to the Dr. Hockey Podcast. This is Dr. Jay Calvert, and I am very pleased to say that I am here with a live surgical survivor, Jason Berkeley. How are
Yes.
you doing, Dr. Berkeley?
I'm in pain, but I'm here.
He's here, and once again, successful live surgery. We didn't lose you during the operation, so I'm very happy.
No.
So, tell me, we have a lot of hockey to talk about.
Yeah.
We have, I need to talk about PK Subban, because Chris was like ready to throw her purse at him yesterday at the
Okay.
game, but she didn't. She maintained her composure because she's a very classy lady.
Yes.
And then I think we also have to talk about the fact that the Sharks look like
Yes.
they're playoff contenders.
I
And
was-
Shahab's not here. I was like, I wanted to get all into the Sharks.
I was gonna start it off by saying, here come the San Jose Sharks.
Totally.
They won 15 of 19.
They are sick
They're-
on fire.
Pavelski's on fire. I mean, this team
Pavelski's
is,
having a career year.
this team is clicking on all cylinders, and I think at the right time. I mean, think about this. We have 11, 12 games left in the season. You don't want to be going through a cold streak right now like
No.
Toronto is. They're losing 4-0 to Chicago tonight. Chicago, who's potentially about 5 points out of a playoff
I
spot.
know, can
Which
you
is
believe it?
ridiculous.
But that's all Patrick Kane.
But, this is, again, you can have all the players you want on your team and stacked or whatever else, but this is the crunch time to getting into the playoffs. And right now, only one team has clinched a playoff spot, and that's Tampa Bay. As of
Impressive,
tonight-
right?
as of tonight
Isn't
on
that
Tuesday,
incredible?
or
There's
Wednesday.
11 or 12 games left.
Yeah, 11, 12 games left, this is what it's coming down to.
That means everybody who's considered to be in the playoffs now
Yes.
could potentially not be in the playoffs.
There's a chance.
That's nuts.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, I mean, the San Jose
Saying there's
Sharks,
a chance.
yeah. This is exciting. I mean, it's not, I still don't like the salary cap, and I'm glad it's going up a few million next year. But I do like the excitement at the end of the year, as far as who's gonna be and who's gonna be out. And it's pretty much anyone's game. Now, the one thing I would tell you that in the Pacific Division, I think it's pretty much written in stone. You have a 13-point, 14-point differential between
huge difference.
the Calgary Flames, the San Jose Sharks, and the Vegas Knights, and after that, it's just garbage.
It falls off.
Yeah,
the
it's
table.
yeah, literally. So.
By the way, though, Arizona currently sitting in a playoff berth.
Well,
Currently,
currently,
today.
we'll see. They're not a playoff team.
I mean, I want to give them a lot of credit.
They beat us the other day, which isn't that hard these days, but still.
Well, that's because you weren't skating. You were down. You were off your game.
So here's my dilemma that happened. So I had some popcorn with my daughter on Friday evening. And I always hate eating popcorn because it gets stuck in your teeth, and it's, there's always an issue that you have somebody eating popcorn. So I wake up Saturday morning, I'm eating breakfast, and I have this pain under my tongue. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Did I burn myself something? What's going on here? So I look into the mirror, and I have what appears to be like either an abscess or something growing under my tongue. And it's really, really painful.
Yes, that is never a good thing.
So I frantically call up Jay, and I'm like, Jay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He's like, you know what? It's all right, just don't worry about it. It'll probably go away. But, if it's not any better tomorrow, or whatever, let me know, and we might take it out.
Sends me a photograph.
I sent him a picture, which I will not be sharing.
Pedunculated lesion is what I wanted to call it.
What is it?
A pedunculated lesion.
Yes, that's the best way I would have described it.
It was definitely pedunculated.
So I go to bed, I do my normal thing that day, I go to bed, I get up Sunday morning, and it's definitely more uncomfortable, and it's a little bit bigger, and I'm like, I call Jane, he's in the morning, and listen, he's one of my closest friends. He's like, you know what, he's just a class guy in Mensch. He's like, you know what, get down here, come to Newport, get down here, I'll take care of it, and we'll be done with it. I said, oh my God, you're unbelievable, thank you. I was so upset and desperate. And this is one of the last bastions as doctors that we have after everything has been just swept up out from underneath our feet in this society, that we can actually take care of each other and each other's families and do it in a very expeditious manner. And it's really, really, it was just wonderful you did that. So I drive down to Newport, literally flying about 85, 90 miles an hour the whole way.
12 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen anybody get from LA to Newport that quickly.
And I get in there, and gets me up on the table. He's like, oh yeah, we gotta probably take that thing out. Gives me a little bit of numbing medication in the mouth. and then says, okay, this is gonna hurt, and takes out a needle, does the anesthetic under my tongue, which actually felt like an orgasm, by the way, thank you.
Really?
Numbed up my tongue.
Nobody's ever said that about
Yes,
me.
that was my sarcastic term I always used.
Thank you.
So,
Nice to see you too, Jason.
yeah,
It was a good
I had to hold my tongue to the side, and now, picture that, you know, I'm just there expecting it to be kind of a little, like a little, whoop. I feel him cutting, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy is an expert surgeon, he's doing all this, he's cutting this thing out of me, but I couldn't figure out for the life of me, why did I have to take my pants off? That was the only thing I did not know,
Well,
how that fit in the whole scheme of things.
it's for sterility.
Is that what you're going with?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So anyway, so I'm kidding. I didn't have pants to begin with, so they were. But
I wasn't ready for that.
but Jay was so kind enough to do that. But I'm telling you this, the pain I've been experiencing since then has been extreme. I literally had blended matzo ball soup for dinner on Sunday, and a smoothie. I had a smoothie on Monday, and it was brutal on Monday.
Really? That's like tonsillectomy style.
That's yeah. I didn't have my tonsils up, but that's how I might
that is
imagine
what
it
it
feel.
feels like though.
But my entire anyway, make a long story short, I'm on antibiotics. Went on a Medrol dose pack, which is oral steroids for those of you who don't know. It's oral cortisone, and
Not like no, I'm going to pump you up.
No, not
It's
the
like,
Jose Canseco
it's a-
steroids.
Yeah, this is
Yeah. cortisone, like you would get in a cream, but it's in a pill form. And it's good
designed to
anti-inflammatory.
reduce
Yes.
inflammation, different.
And after being on it for 2 days, it's like by 50-60% at minimum has reduced the pain. I was able to eat my normal bagel and my orange juice before I came here, although the orange juice was really stinging.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
You're putting acid on an open wound, that's why.
Well, now you
Tends
tell
to
me.
not be so pleasant.
yeah. But anyway, it's getting better on a daily basis now, and I'm hoping it's just.
Sean just winced over there, did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like, whoa. That's good, man.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's getting better, but I can feel the sutures in there. And you said that's supposed to dissolve in how long do you think it's dissolved?
14 days.
14 days. Okay.
But it was nothing, that's the good news. I don't know, it's just inflammation.
Yeah, and the pathology came back and just showing inflammation, so it was
Well,
nothing.
that happens though, like when you whack yourself, like kids get this all the time.
Sure.
If you whack your head and you break like the integrity of the skin, you can get a hypertrophic kind of growth.
Hypertrophic means enlarged.
Yeah, so it'll just like grow up like this very proud scar tissue very quickly. That's kind of what it looked like.
And I think it had to be from eating the popcorn. It
It
must
had
have
to
done
be.
something where I
You
scraped
had
the
a
inside of my
traumatic
mouth.
popcorn experience.
I did. Another one of my colleagues, by the way, aspirated some popcorn and had to have a bronch.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it's just, it
You get a
happens.
piece of popcorn and a bronchus, you're done.
You're done.
Totally.
And you won't stop coughing.
You get a bronchospasm and die. from
Yes.
that, for sure. That's not even a joke.
That's why you're not supposed to feed young kids popcorn.
I
That's
mean-
one to grow on. But anyway, I'll tell you this though, that it's given me a new appreciation for people that have other oral surgeries done sometimes. I mean, I remember having my wisdom teeth pulled,
Oh, I have
and then I
that.
had a
It's the
dry
worst.
socket because the clot came out.
The worst.
But, I mean, I personally think there's no reason to have wisdom teeth pulled out. I think it's a thing that these oral surgeons made up, that we have to get it, and I don't think there's any reason. People for eon, my parents have their wisdom teeth. There's no reason to get them out.
Dude, because there is a $5,000 bill in the back of everybody's four molars. That's why
Exactly.
they do it. Are
Yeah.
you kidding? There's no reason to take them out.
None, and I will never have my kids
In the
teeth taken out.
'70s, there was like hysterectomies.
Yes. Swine flu shots.
I remember like every one of my friends' moms would get a hysterectomy
Yes.
when they were done having babies.
Yes,
It was like, you just get that.
yeah,
But it's not necessary.
none.
Why do you, I get you're not gonna have more kids, but why do you need to have your uterus out?
No, that's
It
crazy.
just didn't make sense.
No, and there's no reason for wisdom teeth to be pulled out, and I wish I'd never done it,
I
but,
had mine out, it was a nightmare.
yeah, I remember I had my headphones on listening to the entire album of Born to Run, and I had numbing medication in my mouth. I'm like, why the hell am I doing this?
Yeah, like for what?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, Sean, he's got it, hold on.
speaking of wisdom.
Well, so I had all four of my wisdom teeth also pulled out, and they told me it started kind of creeping up and giving me pain, in the back of my jaw.
Yeah.
Like mid high school, but I was.
That wasn't why you had jaw pain, John.
It wasn't my high jaw pain.
No, I mean,
Wasn't the wisdom
no,
teeth?
it's TMJ probably, and that happens to people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So anyways, I figured this was wisdom teeth. That's what they tell me. I'm mid-high school, and I'm a high school golfer at the time, and not
Yeah.
wanting to infect my golf career, so they told me they could do something, basically give me a shot to slow the nerve pain. Anyways, they give me a shot. And then I don't have pain for like 4 or 5 years go by. And then the pain started to come around
Yeah.
again. And they were like, yeah, that's your wisdom teeth crowding your other teeth. And that's the reason I ended up having my wisdom teeth pulled out.
Well.
But really now the only difference is I have gaps kind of in the back of my teeth now where
Yeah, you have
food
summer
just
teeth.
gets stuck now.
Yeah.
So now I just have places where food gets stuck. in it.
Yeah, I'll never forget, I went to Cheesecake Factory and got the Thai pasta with chicken about a week after my surgery, and then after that I started having that dry socket pain, I had to rinse, it was a whole nightmare. Anyway,
There's probably Thai chicken in
I can't
those
imagine these
sockets.
guys getting their teeth knocked out in the middle of a game and having to come right back out there. That's gotta be exposing the nerve.
Oof, it hurts.
Yeah, I would have been, I would
It
not,
bites.
I would have been probably.
That's why the Ducks have an oral surgeon,
Yeah.
Dr. Bauti Grant, ready to go, right
There you
right
go.
there, ready to handle it.
Is it also true about just shoving the tooth back in? Is that really a thing?
Sean is asking if it's true to just shove the tooth back in.
I
You
don't
should
think-
do that,
yeah.
but it's coming out. Once it's
Yeah.
out, it's out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna stick. By the way, what Sean described as having the wisdom teeth out and
Yeah.
then food in all the gaps, we call those summer teeth,
Yes,
because some are here and some are there.
exactly.
And that's your condition now.
So back to hockey, after my story. The only thing I'm looking forward to right now is April 9th. It's a very big date.
It is a big date.
In my book, because it's the draft lottery. And we have a few weeks to go.
There's playoffs in Stanley Cup too.
I know, but from my standpoint, I'm gonna be
That's usually
selfish,
hockey players.
and I'm sure there are other fans out there that are like, you know what? Yes, the playoffs are coming up, and I look forward to watching playoff hockey, because there is nothing better.
There's nothing better.
Nothing.
I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to San Jose or to Vegas, and I already know my choice.
San Jose.
Vegas? Are you kidding me? Vegas, baby. I'm not going to San
How
Jose.
about you go to Winnipeg?
It's the expression isn't San Jose, baby. San Jose.
Can you show me the way to San Jose?
No.
It's not, can you show me the way to Vegas?
No, we're going to Vegas, definitely. Chris and I have already decided playoff hockey in Vegas. We're Golden Knights fans. Come on, we gotta be. You can root for the San Jose
What, are you gonna walk
Sharks.
around with a mutton chop and you're gonna say, hey? Anyway,
I'm gonna wear my Dr. Hockey Vegas Golden Knights shirt. It was
speaking of which, I
bequeathed to me
have,
by what, sorry?
I'm gonna wear your jersey, you wear your
Yeah,
jersey I
of
got?
course, Maloof gave it to me, I gotta put it on.
No, the Dr. Hockey jersey I got.
Oh, I should wear that one for sure. Yeah, I gotta wear that.
But I do have some Dr. Hockey swag coming. I'm not gonna ruin what it is, but I saw something really cool, and I'll be able to give one to each of you, and possibly a couple of our listeners and a few of the guests. But
We owe some jerseys, by the way.
We
gotta
do.
handle that today. I need
Blue
money.
money.
Needs a jersey.
Give
I
me
got
money.
I have money.
I know you do, I don't, you give me money.
All right, I'll give you money.
But I have something else that's gonna be really cool that I think everyone's gonna kinda really, you're gonna like, not only laugh, but like, this is so damn cool. So, it'll be give me about a month, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Gritty masks.
Damn it. No, I'm kidding, I don't know.
No?
But yeah, but the draft
Gritty
lottery.
sweatshirt?
What?
Gritty sweatshirt?
No. The draft lottery is important because it's something that us fans with losing teams have to look forward to. And I'm looking to see who Yzerman's gonna be using for what pick.
Dude, Yzerman is not with the Red Wings yet.
Oh, he will be. But also
Did you hear
aside
that?
though, this is,
Did you hear that? Like it was like it's on.
no, I think it's
It's
definitely.
on like Donkey Kong.
In my feeling though, but the draft lottery is great because at least it gives us a little bit of hope for the future. And I read an article on the NHL.com that was talking about the Wings and having a great young core. This isn't the dead Wings of the 70s. This is a good young core that has played well, and a lot of the guys are right out of majors and out of the, farm team that were called up, injuries and everything else. And so I'm not worried. I think within 3 to 5 years, they will be the focus of our podcast.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You think it's just gonna be all Red Wings and all the time?
When they come back, I'm telling you, they're gonna come back big time.
All right, we'll see.
But,
They will need Yzerman for that.
but we gotta start off with getting some other, we have 10, the Red Wings have 10 picks in this next draft.
10 picks.
10 picks in this
How
upcoming
many
draft.
first rounds?
I think, I wanna say 2, but I don't know for sure. But we'll see. I mean, again, I already know we're gonna get screwed on somehow on when they pick the numbered balls. I know it's gonna happen. But
Because it's fixed.
what I'm hoping is at least we kind of sneak in like Montreal did last year, and, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, listen, I want to pray for your Red Wings, because
Thank
they need definitely a hope and a prayer,
Well,
because they
he's
had
signing
a
after
horrible
the
season.
After the season's over, he's signing with us. The hope and the prayer.
Steve Eiser.
Yes.
You know this already.
He's gonna be like Reggie Dunlop, player coach.
Is it
Player
something that
GM.
you've just, oh, he's gonna play too?
Player GM. Yeah.
You know, Jason, you gotta quit the drugs. It's really, it's just not, it's not happening, man.
We'll tell you that Percocet's good stuff. But,
I think
Yeah.
that Eiserman has a very strong chance of being with the Red Wings.
and I think Holland's gonna go to Seattle. That's just my guess.
I think that you could be right on this one.
Now, the other thing that I wanna bring up also is that now there's been a confusion about the rule about rookies playing and being left exposed for the draft. I was under the impression it was 9 games. I found out it was 10 games.
Okay.
But there are some players that some of these teams are breaking.
This is for the expansion draft.
Right, because-
Okay, so the rules are, just for those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, the way that the expansion draft worked with the Vegas Golden Knights is that they got to pick one player from each of the present NHL teams. I guess this will be the same deal.
Yes.
And each team could protect 7 players, and there were some players who were excluded by certain contractual issues.
Right, now if you're if you're in the minors, you're untouchable. If you played less than 9 or 10 games, and I believe it's 10 games is the rule.
Right.
You're untouchable. If you're, on IR, I believe you're untouchable, and if you're coming back, I don't know that for sure. But I know there's other specifics that have to do with contracts, you're right, that I think I don't even know all the
Yeah,
specifics.
there are
but
players
that's-
with no trade clauses.
Players with no trade clauses that I think
They don't
are
have
on
to be
there.
protected, they
Right.
cannot be.
Which is basically the entire Red Wings team, because they all have no trade clauses from Holland. But
Do they really?
most of them do. That's been the running joke.
That's a big problem.
That's been the running joke.
That's
That's
what's
why,
killing the Ducks.
that's why, before, Gustav Nyquist was traded, at the deadline to San Jose, he had to waive his no trade clause. Basically, the entire team has a no trade clause, if you will.
Well, that's useless, I mean, that makes it
Totally
really
useless.
hard.
Of course it is.
You know?
But a lot of players in general want that because it gives them security.
Right, they don't wanna be moving
They don't want to
around.
move, they have families, whatever else, they don't want to be uprooted. but-
I see that.
But anyway, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens and what teams, especially a team like San Jose, a team like Tampa Bay is gonna do only protecting 7 players.
I know, what do you do?
I mean-
Tampa Bay is a lot of.
Now, is it 7
talent.
forwards and a couple defensemen? Is it broken down by player?
7 players.
7 players total. Well, that's gonna be a problem for some of these hot teams that have built these teams over the last few years.
Yeah, they're gonna get somebody plucked.
Somebody's gonna get plucked, and you can't protect them all.
Nope, you can't, and that is legitimate for a lot of the teams right now, that who do you protect?
Right, because it used to be that teams would just give, they're schlock players, and then when Philly came into the league, and nobody wanted these guys, and they all stunk. All the expansion teams stunk. It took them years to build up. That's why Philly, when they did, it took only being in the league for 7 years, 8 years, they won the cup. I mean, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was great,
But-
but I can tell you, oh, did you gave a little gritty nod there? I hate that.
Oh, every time
Every-
you say the
every
Flyers in
time he's
Philadelphia,
mentioned.
you get a head nod. So I think it's gonna be
Trilogy
interesting.
of terror, dude, I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I just looked
exactly.
at him and I got scared.
Well, you
He's-
should
he
be.
is- He is so scary looking, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
he looks like the
There's a
trilogy
commercial
of terror
that,
guy.
I think it's in the NHL, but he's cooking
So
behind the
creepy.
counter, and they find a long, giant orange hair in their food.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's awful, I can't stand gritty, sorry.
All right, so enough about Philly, we don't need to talk about them anymore.
No, of course not. But my point is that teams like a San Jose, Tampa Bay, Toronto are gonna be having a real difficult time sitting down and comprising that list.
Well, you know.
Especially when you have players in Toronto like Tavares and Matthews. That's 2 already gone. You're
Mitch
down to
Marner.
Mitch Marner. I mean, what do you do?
I mean, you could, I know what I do is I would use it as an opportunity to get rid of a big contract.
Well, of course, that's what the idea is,
For
but.
sure.
You know,
You know, I would use it as an opportunity, and I think, you know, back when the Vegas Golden Knights did
James
this.
Neal.
Well, Vegas Golden Knights got James Neal.
Because
as
he was
their
gonna
big
be due
guy.
for- right, he was due for a big
so-
contract.
Right, and that's how the Predators got rid of him.
Right.
Because they wanted to make some room.
Right.
I think in hindsight, they'd probably like to have James Neal back.
Well, they're doing okay right now.
They did lose last night to the Ducks. We were there to see that, which was fun. They do look good. I can tell you that they are missing. The Predators, interestingly, don't have the firepower that they did a few years ago. They just are not. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think the guys have gotten a little bit older. They're largely the same team that played San Jose.
Remember what happens, we talked about this before, when a team like that has gone deep into the playoffs for multiple consecutive years, they've been doing it pretty much, at least in the second round, probably since 2012, I would think.
Right.
And you have a, Rene was a 39-year-old goalie now at this point, 37.
Is he really?
I think he's, how old is Rene?
Mm-hmm.
He is
36.
big.
Yeah, he's 36, okay.
He's so big.
But these
That guy's
guys, okay, but
huge.
think about this. You're going from playing 82 games, a season starting preseason in September, going all the way till end of March, beginning of April. That's just alone right there, the regular season. Then for some of these teams playing until April and May.
Oh, I know.
Okay. And you really have off June, July, August, 3 months, and playing 9 straight months of not just
July.
hockey, but
Yeah.
physical hockey. I mean,
Oh,
the
it's
playoffs
crazy.
is even more intense than, so some of these players and these teams just get tired. And that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard on your body, it's hard,
It
hard
is.
on your brain, the travel is not easy, they travel all over the place. I mean,
That's why, I mean, if your Penguins get in, which I think they're going to, although it's kind of close in that division,
it's super tight.
I think 2 points separates them from a wild card, and then
Yeah,
2
yeah,
more
yeah.
points from being out. But, you know, you gotta wonder, how much more do these guys have in the tank to really kind of make a deep playoff run? I don't think they're gonna do it.
Well, the Penguins, you know, not to talk about the Penguins, but I can tell you that they've made some significant changes to that roster that are
Yeah, but
really.
the core.
The core is there,
The
but
core's there.
but they play to the core. That's the way that that's the way that front office does it. I mean, they have, they've really gotten some significant support talent, and they look very good. And they beat Washington the other night, which was
Yep, I saw that.
I mean, a hard-fought game. By the way, Washington does look awesome, but they look slow. They look like a team that just won the Stanley Cup still.
Malkin had his 1,000 NHL points with the Penguins.
Yeah, that was
It was pretty-
against
pretty
Washington,
impressive.
and I think Ovechkin hit a milestone too.
Even though I don't like him. but
Yeah,
that's
Ovechkin
okay.
hit his 1200th game, I think.
But,
It was some big milestone.
I think
It
the
was a
bigger
fun game.
milestone that just happened last night, thanks to my Wings losing, was Montreal's goalie, Carey Price.
I know, just picked.
Just
up-
went past
just
Jacques
Plante,
Plante.
yeah,
Jacques Plante.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the winningest Montreal goalie.
Winningest
of all
Montreal
time.
goalie of all time. That is an impressive stat. And you think about those teams, not just from the 50s and the 60s, even before that. Look at those teams in the 70s where they won, what, 5 cups in a row?
Yeah.
I mean, to be the winningest goalie in
For the Habs.
Montreal, in the Habs system, that is a really amazing. But he didn't have a good team in front of him for the last few years. And he was injured, and he
Yeah.
still did this.
Yep. No, I mean, Carey Price is a great goalie.
So, I mean, these milestones are all coming out this season. It seems like everybody's hitting milestones.
I believe Carey Price is also the highest paid goalie in the league.
Well, he should be.
There you have it.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I
believe
think the
he
next
is.
person up for a raise is gonna be Vasilevsky, but,
Yeah, he's having a great year.
right, but, you know.
He
you
doesn't
gotta
have a
get-
lot of losses.
Well,
I mean,
it's true.
it's hard when the other team plays the entire game in their own end.
But
You know, you can't
today's,
score on basketball.
but
Vasilevsky.
today's, okay, but I think the difference is today's NHL is different because I think that a goalie's success is directly proportional to the defense in front of him. Years ago, in the older way the league was playing, you had goalies that would be out there stopping and saving games night in and night out. It's a bit different these days. It's a tighter game, it's a faster game, but the defense, I think, is just, it dictates more of how the goalie's gonna play than I think, it's just my
Well, it's
opinion.
true,
It's
because
my-
no matter what, the goalie is gonna face tough shots. I mean,
Right.
I was watching, Philip Forsberg last night, who I think is an extremely talented
Right,
forward.
of course.
He's a winger for the Preds, and his shot selection, and I got 2 periods of his left wing shot selection right in front of me. You could see, even though he was one-timing it or snapping it, whatever he was doing,
Yeah.
he would line up Gibson before that puck got to him. He already knew where he wanted to put it, and you know, Gibson stopped him a lot. I think he scored 1 goal last night, but he might have scored both. But whatever it was, he lined up Gibson so well that Gibson had to make spectacular saves on this guy every time. And it's so hard to stop a guy who already knows where your weak spot is, and no matter how the puck comes to him, he can put it there.
These guys, when they see a goalie, I don't think they see the goalie, I think they're seeing their parents' washer dryer from the basement.
Yeah, they see the
And
hole.
They see the hole.
They see the
where to
hole. I'm
put the
putting it
puck,
there.
And that's
all I'm
it.
gonna put there.
Yeah, that's what they see in their mind's eye, because that's how they
Crazy.
develop that keen sense of accuracy.
That guy is good.
Yeah.
I think he did score both goals now I'm thinking about it, but he just had it where, and Gibson's like a super talented goalie and really shuts down, he's good because he shuts down the angles and he closes the holes. And there'd be this much space over, you know, Gibson's right shoulder, and somehow Forsberg could shoot it there, even though if he didn't make the goal, you saw that he had the placement was nailed. I really enjoyed watching him play, but it's, that's how good these forwards are.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then you've got guys like, you know, Crosby and Malkin and Ovechkin and Kuznetsov and Stamkos and, I mean, Kucherov. It's just, these guys are snipers. They're deadly. They're able to put the puck where they need to on that entire goal situation, and it's tough to beat.
So do you think that here's my question for you, do you think that Tampa Bay is gonna reach the 62 game wins? They have 12 games to go. The record is 62 wins.
I think if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be them, but I also think though that they are looking a little bit tired.
No, this is not the time to be tired.
No, I know, but they are looking
It's
a
middle
little
of
bit
March.
tired.
I mean, you got
But
2
that's 'cause
weeks
they've
to
been
kind of
playing-
ramp up.
They've been playing playoff hockey all year long. They're killing it.
All right, well,
I think unfortunately, for me, in my call of Tampa Bay for the Cup, looking at them now, I don't think this is the
You're
team
already
that's going to the
wavering?
Cup. I'm not wavering, I'm saying I don't think they're going to the Cup.
that's wavering.
I'm not wavering, I'm stating very clearly, it's not a waver.
But you
it's a
went, no, it's
complete
wavering from what you said the
rejection
whole
of what I
season.
said. I know, I'm rejecting it.
Come on.
I have to.
It's not even playoffs yet.
But look at them, have you seen them lately? It's a different team.
Well, I'm just saying that.
I think they're ripe for an upset. I'd love to see
First
it go,
round?
because no, they're not a first round upset, but they're a second or third round upset for sure. I think Washington can beat Tampa Bay. I think
No.
No?
No way.
Washington can't beat Tampa Bay.
No.
I think Pittsburgh can beat Tampa Bay.
No.
Yes, I think definitely Toronto can beat Tampa Bay.
Well, I think so too.
Yeah,
Well,
and
Toronto's.
I think, by the way, Boston Bruins can beat Tampa Bay.
Well, Toronto's been, you know.
7-game series. I think the Bruins look ridiculous.
So we'll see what happens.
The
I just,
Bruins are playing out of their heads.
within 2 weeks, we'll be starting playoffs. 2 weeks plus, we'll be starting playoffs. And we're gonna see.
Winnipeg still is my pick out of the West. I mean,
Okay.
I like the Sharks. They are hot right now. It's a good shot for them, but if it's not Winnipeg, then it's probably the Sharks. I think the other teams aren't holding a candle to that. And for whatever reason, I just don't think Calgary has it to go the distance. As much as I like them right now,
I just
they're
want the
playing very
first
well.
overall pick. I don't care about anything else right now.
You just want the first overall pick?
I'm looking, April 9th is my Stanley Cup Finals.
You know, you're just so predictable. It's just like, how can you just be sitting there?
Part of my allure.
I mean, come on, man. You have a lot of allure.
I do.
There's a fair amount of allure in this room right now. What do you think, though, in terms of the playoff run that these teams are gonna make? I mean, obviously, you know, any team gets in, anything can happen. We've seen it. You know, we always go back to the Los
And by the way,
Angeles.
I'm very pleased to say St. Louis in this.
I know they're doing great.
St. Louis, we got on them early, we were just ripping them to shreds, and I don't know what happened, but something clicked, and
They
they're now,
fired the coach,
they
they
fired the
changed the
coach.
system, and now they've got
Well,
Tarasenko's up firing
But
off.
they're not, it's not just Tarasenko, the
No.
team is playing better, and I think that it was nice that they said, we don't want anybody else here right now when it came to free agency. So they
Yeah.
obviously have some special going on. I would not want to play St. Louis in the West.
No,
I
that's
think
true.
St. Louis isn't a
They could
cup
be the
team yet,
surprise.
but they're gonna do some damage, as I believe it's possible Carolina in the East is that same type of team who's been rising up, getting hot lately.
Are they in?
Yes, they are. Yeah,
Where
I
are
think they're a
they?
wild card.
Let's see, hang on.
Yeah, they're the wild card, first wild card. Yeah.
That's pretty
So,
sweet.
you know, that's the kind of team, and they're only 2 points behind your beloved Penguins.
I know.
So, team goes on a 2 or 3 game losing streak. Listen, it's anybody's game at this point. But my point is that those are 2 teams that I see coming out, one out of the East, one of the West, that I see really causing some damage. That I would hate to play either one of those teams.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They're not cup teams, but they're gonna bite and fight and claw you and everything else, and hopefully they won't lick you like a Marchand. But they're gonna do everything else they possibly can do to keep you from getting advancing toward past them.
By the way, I've been watching Marchand this year.
Yeah.
He's a lot more reeled in.
Is he a lot less oral?
Yeah.
A little less lingual?
I haven't asked him that, but I will say that he's definitely been reined in by somebody. Somebody put the brakes on that stuff. Because he hasn't, I mean, you hear Brad Marchand stories this year?
Well, I heard supposedly he's saving the licking for the playoffs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe he is. You know, Bruce Boudreau said that Minnesota's gonna be in the playoffs.
I think he might be wrong. No, he
They're a
might.
point away.
Yeah.
They're a point away from a wild card. Right now, Rick Tocchet has managed to coach his Arizona Coyotes
Yes.
into a playoff berth today. Now,
Yeah.
there are 11 games left.
Rick Tocchet's not a guy you want to mess with either.
No.
I could see him throwing some stuff and yelling and, you know, but in a good way. But
Rick Tocchet's tough as nails.
and he's he obviously is one of the, masterminds of hockey. But I could just see him being kind of
He's an ultra.
Kind of rough, yeah.
No, I'm sure he's.
not quite Mike Keenan, obviously, but that.
Look, he left the Penguins and they didn't win a cup after he was there.
Yeah.
2 years in a row they won the cup and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden gone. So, he's doing something right in Arizona that they're even here. Because I mean, look at like the teams that are behind the Arizona Coyotes. The Edmonton Oilers, they have some players. They're nowhere near.
I want to know what happened to Buffalo. Talk about the wheels coming off.
They shuffled off to Buffalo.
Yeah, they did, literally.
They are now not in playoff.
Not even
contention.
close. I mean, they're a minus 27 goal differential, and I don't see them doing anything. I mean, this is a team that was in second, third place in the division. Something happened to them.
Rangers are still in the rebuild, not really getting there. Detroit and Ottawa look not good.
No.
The Devils, no. Florida's got some bright spots.
Mm-hmm.
If we got my brother Mark on the phone, he would tell us that
You guys aren't talking about Calgary enough.
he would say that, but he'd say we're not talking about Florida enough because of Barkov, because he thinks Barkov.
I think
is-
Trocheck got a 2-game suspension, I believe.
For what?
Wasn't it Trocheck again? I think it's performance. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure I just thought he got a 2-game suspension.
By the way, there's a fan suspension I do want to talk about in Madison Square Garden. I think that was yesterday. Did you hear about that?
A couple
guys?
days ago, the basketball game.
The owner of the.
Told him to
of
sell the
Knicks.
team.
What's his name?
Dolan.
Dolan?
James
Dolan.
Dolan.
Oh, excuse me, it was Voracek. I thought it was Trocheck. Voracek, 2-game suspension, Philadelphia.
It's some checks, but it was Voracek.
Yeah,
So
but
he's
it's a
Philadelphia.
flyer. We're not talking about Philadelphia anymore.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say.
Sorry, Vincent Trocheck. I
Vinny
like you as a
Trocheck
player.
is-
I did not mean to tarnish your good name.
Yeah, Vinny Trocheck's not a guy to get a 2-game suspension.
No, I didn't see.
By the way, neither is Voracek. What did he get a suspension for?
Let's see.
Voracek's just like a goal scorer. He just. Oh, by the way, you know who's on the Preds now? And I didn't even know this. How did you miss this?
Interference on defenseman Johnny Boychuk from the Islanders on March 9th.
All right.
Yeah, something happened. I don't know. I wasn't there for that one, but sorry, Mr. Trocheck, sir.
So what the Predators did to
Yeah.
get ready for this playoff run?
Yeah.
Did you know that they have
They go to an escape room?
Wayne Simmons?
Yes, I know that. Yes.
Did you know they also have Granlund?
Yes.
Did you knew that?
Yeah.
I missed those
Yeah,
completely.
that was in a trade week when we were off a bit took a bit of a break. But yes, I know that Wayne Simmons went to the
Is that when you were in Hawaii?
Preds. I was not in Hawaii then, no. I was there in January.
What were we doing? Why did we miss that? Because I would like to talk to.
I
you
was
about
I
Wayne
was in Phoenix for a conference.
Ah, that's right. You were at a
Yeah,
conference.
yeah,
And I must have been talking to Fluto Shinzawa then.
I think that's when you
So
were.
I was focused on the Bruins.
Yes.
Because the Preds have some firepower, those guys, they didn't
Well,
have
listen, any
last
team that
year.
has Wayne Simmons on it is a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's still one of my favorite players, and I wish
I thought he was gonna
he'd be a
kill,
Red Wing, but.
Nick Ritchie last night. I
Well,
did. You know,
I
he
would-
did, but
And listen, from what I've heard, he's the nicest guy on the planet, but
He doesn't take any guff.
I would love to have him on my team. He's not the kind of guy you want to face him. So,
Absolutely.
just a great hockey player and a tough guy, tough as nails.
Over to basketball, just for a second, I know.
Oh,
this
come
isn't-
on.
please, No, I'm upset about this because this guy said 3 words to the owner of the Knicks,
Yeah.
who also owns the Rangers. Doesn't he own the Rangers too, Dolan? So this guy,
What do you say to him?
sell the team
Okay, so I get some banned?
from every event at Madison Square Garden. For
That's ridiculous.
life.
That's ridiculous.
For life!
All right, but let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't Minority Report. If he walks in the front doors or someone saying, "Hello there, Mr. So-and-so, you're banned," what are they gonna do?
Kevin, that was the security guy.
Kevin,
They called him over, said, wait here.
How are they gonna possibly identify this guy?
I don't know.
I'll go in there with one of those old-fashioned glasses, like the Groucho Marx glasses with the mustache. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know,
seriously,
no,
though.
come on, that's ridiculous.
Awful.
That's ridiculous.
Sell the team gets you banned for life? Like, what kind of little, like, person is that, would ban a fan for that kind of,
Is he a millennial?
I have no idea.
No, that guy you help with, the
Yeah,
owner.
the owner.
Yeah, he needs a safe space.
I mean, somebody's gotta be, that's a little bit sensitive.
Sean's laughing. Our millennial Sean is laughing.
I mean, what's the deal with that? I think that's just so inappropriate. and
Well, I think.
Overreaction and silly that
I see that going right to the
sick of
Supreme
it.
Court, personally.
It's not gonna go to the Supreme Court,
Why
nobody gives a
not?
shit.
They'll
The
overturn it.
bottom line is that it's not right. Like, that's not what an owner of a team, that's not the way you take criticism. You just say, oh, it's gonna be my way or the highway.
Well, it's basketball, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it's a basketball thing, but yeah, you're right, it could be that.
Hey, listen, how do
He
they,
owns
they'll
the-
never
he owns the
identify this,
Rangers?
of all these people walking in, they'll never identify this guy. Probably they'll have his name that he can't purchase tickets on his own. You get him from StubHub.
Hmm?
They'll never recognize the guy. He puts a hat on,
Well, I'm glad
puts
you
some
have a look
glasses
around.
on. No, I'm serious.
This is about the issue of like an owner being able to ban somebody from every event. He can't see Billy Joel.
No, you can't ban him from the garden, probably
He
every
can't-
sporting
he
event.
can't go see, oh, wait, Sean, hold on, Sean.
Everything.
Well, now let's
Concerts
compare
too.
this too, so since we're dragging basketball into this, Russell Westbrook took some racial comments from somebody and fired back, and, so there's,
That's different.
I don't know, but there's something
If
to
you're-
do with
if-
the
no,
holding
no.
accountable of fans shouting things at
Okay, you can shout what you
professional.
want at a player, you can criticize their play, you can yell that their contract is this and that. If you start yelling racial stuff at a player or an owner, that I have no problem with them banning you.
They should be banned.
100%.
Agreed.
Get
Sell
them
the
out.
team.
Sell the team is not anything offensive or racial.
It's a
There's
suggestion.
no grounds for it. It's a suggestion.
It's a suggestion.
Strongly
You think you
worded
should sell the team.
suggestion. But that you can't compare it to like racial, if there's somebody that's causing racial problems, much like what happened in, was it Quebec? That happened recently in a minor team?
Mhm.
Which was absolutely disgusting and appalling. Not only should that entire fan base be banned from every game there, but the security guards and the referees who did nothing to intervene. Did you see, I sent you that clip.
Yeah, no, I saw
They-
that.
And they terrorized the guy's family, his girlfriend,
Awful.
just disgusting.
Awful.
That's a situation to ban somebody. Okay. But
Ban
you
them
only
and-
sell the
and
team.
more.
Listen, my uncle years ago was at a Red Wing game back in the 50s, and he yelled at one of the players, "Give us your money's worth." And this is before they had glass between the players, the stands, and where the bench was. The guy turned around and smacked my uncle in the face and knocked one of his teeth out. Now, my dad, they had a
They
little
stick-
bit.
they stick it
Fun?
back
Do you
in?
stick it back in?
Yeah, they did they filed some kind of legal thing. They gave him free tickets for a few games, and he took it, whatever it was. But the point
Now,
is
your uncle
that
has summer teeth also.
exactly. But but that's again is something that's it's part of being a fan, being able to yell that type of stuff, and it's like okay, it's part of the game.
That's
You can't
right.
accept criticism. Don't own a sports team.
That's right, if you can't take the criticism, don't go out.
Hey,
Well,
owner, I'll tell you what,
Well,
owner of the
If the guy's being belligerent, then just kick him out, right?
who's the owner
You
of
can
the
kick him out of the
Knicks
game.
and the
James Dolan.
James Dolan. I'm going on a record here right now. I hope you're listening. Sell the team.
You're banned! I'm gonna ban you.
No
Okay,
Bruce.
fine.
That's a
No Bruce
personal
in
ban
this.
from the Madison Square Garden. You can't see Bruce there. You can't go to Bruce in Madison Square Garden now because
They'll
you
never
said sell
know
the
me.
team.
They'll never know me.
they will.
You're 6'7",
You're
everybody
easy
knows
to
you.
spot, man. You're 6'7", you can't skate. And when
Who's
you go
skates
out
at
there,
concert?
when you go out there and try to skate at the Bruce concert, they're gonna
Who
know.
is
They'll be,
skating
that's
at a
the
Bruce
guy.
concert?
Bruce on ice.
I've seen you, Bruce on Ice. It's new,
Bruce
new,
on Ice.
It's like a Christmas special.
Yeah, when he sings Born to Run and does his triple sow cow.
Bruce, the Stadium Series.
Or
Right.
the Hamill, remember that when we were growing up? That was like the big deal.
What was it?
Dorothy Hamill. The
Oh, I love
Hamill
Dorothy Hamill.
I know, that's like that's dating us right there,
Yes.
big time.
I remember watching her in the Olympics.
I told you I didn't wanna date you anymore, but that is the truth. It's the Hamill camel.
Yeah.
She used to do that, and she had the haircut to go with it.
I love the bob.
That's
The
what it
bob
was. It was like
haircut,
a
yeah.
bob haircut
Yeah.
that like she would like throw back and like spin around like a nut.
Yeah.
She was tough. All right, well, I think that's what we've gotta talk about for this week.
It's
Next-
getting down to the wire, man.
It is. It's
This
big.
is exciting, and then we're gonna have a lot of tremendous hockey stories coming up, and then over the next couple weeks when the playoffs start, the draft lottery, and a lot of exciting things coming up. So
Well, we have some tremendous help next week on our podcast.
Really?
And hopefully Instagram will be working live next week.
Do
'cause,
tell.
We have a Washington Capitals expert coming in for the podcast on Tuesday. That'll be live. I think we'll do all of them live since we're gonna tape them all. We've got first Mia Khalifa will be in
Nice.
studio next Tuesday, followed by Dr. Anthony Corrado from Jersey, who is a Jersey Devils fan. And hopefully, if she's listening, we can get a call into
Skating
Skating and
Stilettos?
Stilettos, Kristen Flannery, to comment on the Devils' woes and what they need to do and why the Devils fans may also have a class action lawsuit against the New Jersey Devils for ruining Taylor Hall's career this year, which I'm right there with Jesse Cohen and
Yeah.
the Connor McDavid lawsuit brought by the fans of the NHL.
you think the Oilers are gonna protect him?
I think that, I think he has I think he has a lifetime, like, he's married.
I think they would
for life.
literally be rioting
That's
in the
it.
streets if Edmonton left him unprotected and he was picked up.
Oh my God, can you imagine? But I mean, Connor McDavid, he's never going anywhere. He's gonna
Unless
stay
he
there.
wants
until-
to.
No, well, if he wants to, he'll go, but.
Which
he's
I
not
don't
going
blame,
anywhere.
okay, you want my prediction? I
Rangers.
think, huh?
Rangers.
No, I say he's giving this team 3 more years of his life.
Maybe.
And at the end of the 3 years, if they can't get their,
His contract's 10 years though, right?
I know that, but if they can't get their shit together within 3 years, he's gone. I'm telling you.
I
'Cause
agree with you. I think it might be less than 3 though. I mean.
Well,
this
okay,
is
it could
like-
be
this
two-
is a
it could be two
disaster.
play- it could be
Yeah,
2 years.
Maybe 2, 3 max. I
3
agree
max.
with you. He'll be gone.
He's gonna say, he'll do a Patrick Waugh, and he'll say, I just bet my last game with the Oilers.
Right,
You
figure it
trade
out.
me now, figure out I am done playing for the Oilers. That's gonna happen.
No, you're right. I agree with you. He should not sit there and.
No, because he'll never win a cup in this mediocrity that is now the Edmonton Oilers, the way things are going.
No, and I don't even know why it is the way it is. I mean,
They've
I'd
got
love
like
to hear
4
it.
coaches that have coached them now, coached the team. They can't get a coach that really can get
They
this
have
team
Ken
on a
Hitchcock.
system.
Ken
Ken Hitchcock, I
Easy for me
understand
to
that.
say. Ken Hitchcock
Yes,
right
but
now.
they've also had very good coaches since McDavid has been in, and they cannot get their act together. I don't understand it.
I
It's
don't
criminal.
understand either. Well, we all agree it's ruining Connor McDavid. It's
Yeah.
like
And
running
he's
his
not
own.
gonna wanna stick around till he's
Not
in his
gonna be young
late
forever.
20s,
No.
early 30s, because that's like, okay, I'm getting desperate here. I gotta get a cup.
He's still young. He's
23?
23.
Yeah.
So he has 6 more.
25, 26
7
years old, and he is
more.
out of Edmonton. Mark it.
Yeah, for sure. Because he'll want to go somewhere.
Because I'll tell you right now, there is no way for 10 years, when he's 33, he's finally gonna go somewhere else and play in a
No,
different
it's
team.
not going to happen then.
No, he won't wait that long.
Nope. No, his best years are now, and
Yeah.
he needs to do something with them.
I agree.
We got anything else for us, Jason?
No, I think you dissecting my tongue was a bit fun enough for this podcast. You could have ended right there.
That was one of the easier surgeries I've done, though, I
I'm
gotta
sure.
say.
You
it
have to
wasn't-
dissect my
wasn't
rib
tough.
cartilage.
No, there wasn't a whole lot of,
No.
not a lot of reconstructive work to do
No.
there. And, yeah, you were a pretty good patient. I appreciate all the.
Although I don't know why I got the tongue implant, but that's, remind me to, what?
Oh, we need
Oh.
everybody, this is the thing, okay, so listen, first of all, thank you, everyone who listens to this podcast. You have made
All 2
us-
people?
There are way more than 2.
I know, I'm
This is
kidding.
the good news, and so thank you everybody who's sharing it and telling everybody about it.
Yes,
'Cause
absolutely.
It's growing at a rate that is, that's really exciting, so we want you to subscribe if you're listening, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you rate it. We like 5 stars. I think we all agree we'd like 5-star ratings.
And
but-
write in, if you honestly, if you
And
have
it's
any
not-
medical questions that pertain to sports or whatever else, we can try to address them in the context of a game. And, you know, obviously my forte is spine and pain and other issues like that. I also do neurology, head injuries. If you have any questions, not too detailed, but if some things that are maybe applying to something sports injury wise, we can incorporate it. We'd love to talk about it.
And if you have questions about floor of mouth surgery, I'm your guy, because
Yeah.
evidently that's my new thing. That's what I do now. I'm done with breast implants and nose jobs and facelifts, I'll be doing floor
Just
of mouth surgery.
only
That's
for
it.
friends.
Pedunculated masses of the floor of
Yes.
mouth,
There it is.
please give me a call. No, everybody, check out our Instagram, which is, at Dr. Hockey Podcast. We have a YouTube channel, which I think is also youtube.com/Dr. Hockey Podcast. And we stream these episodes live in case you want to watch us do it for whatever reason. It's
To watch me
usually
live.
Jason and I just sitting here and doing our thing and gritty. But we'd
Yeah.
love for you guys to subscribe, leave us a rating, direct message us if you have questions you want us to address on the podcast. Shahab and Steele will get to those and bring them our way. And if you think Sean is useful in the podcast, let us know. If he's not, let us know that too.
I'm gonna drop him like a bad habit.
We'll put him to death. I
Yeah.
think that's probably the proper move there. So, anyway, this is the Dr. Hockey Podcast, signing off with your prescription for the NHL.